Lamar Jackson looks like he's playing at his MVP level. Lamar, we're 2 weeks into the NFL season right now. We're 2 weeks in, and we're starting to get a little bit of an identity. I actually have my top 10 teams. No specific order, but probably Tampa would be number one if I had to. But first of all, real quick, the one thing that's in my head that I cannot get out is the way the Baltimore Ravens are playing right now. The Baltimore Ravens lost all their running backs. They had 3 torn ACLs. Each guy tore his ACL in like a couple weeks span. They were supposed to be depleted. But, I mean, the saying Ravens football, that means something over there. Baltimore has been the surprise of the season so far. Even though they lost to the Raiders in week 1, that was a great game, and the Raiders look pretty good. So, Baltimore, the way Lamar Jackson played the other night, it looked like his MVP season. This might be the best I've ever seen Lamar Jackson in my eyes, just eyeball test. He looks tremendous. He looks tremendous out there. Lamar looks like, other than Tommy Boy, it would be Lamar. Lamar or Brady are my first 2 weeks. MVP of the league for the first 2 weeks. It's Brady, but I'd have to really look at Lamar after that win. Baltimore beat the Chiefs. Oh, same old story with the Chiefs. I feel like a broken record. The Chiefs now are 1-11 in their last 12 games versus the spread. So what does that mean? Are the Chiefs really still the Chiefs the way we remember them? Like the way I think of the Chiefs as a team that blows people out. They blow your doors off, the Chiefs. But the last 12 games the Chiefs played, they did not cover 11 of those times. And you know they lost a couple outright. So the last 3 straight football months of Chief football, there could have only been one blowout, a cover. That's it. So when are we going to start to see the Chiefs for what they've become right now? They're not playing complimentary football at all. Last year, here's a good example. I have an example. Last year, on the opening night of the season, the Chiefs played somebody, I forgot who. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the back that they drafted, looked like one of the best backs in the league. He had a tremendous game, 100-plus rushing yards, everything you could think of. He has not had a night. He has not had one game since that opening night last year that's equaled those stats. I just read it. So the Chiefs, they're content with starting the game right in the shootout and going, spread them out, let's go. And the more confidence they have in Mahomes and the more they open it up, they're not playing complimentary football, I don't think. I don't think they're running the ball enough with Edwards-Helaire. They're not blowing teams out anymore. They're losing. Teams are catching up. The Browns played them tough week 1. Browns played them tough. Chiefs could be 0-2. I got the Chiefs in my power rankings because of who they are. But I'm seeing a trend now. Now you have 3 months of data. 1-11. We saw them in the Super Bowl. They were depleted. But now we saw Cleveland play them tough. We saw them behind, dead in the water in the playoffs before. This team is not a perfect powerhouse, like just a juggernaut. We're seeing chinks in their armor a little bit. So I got a Kansas City in there, and I got Baltimore. Baltimore is in my top 10 with the way I've seen them playing. That I'm thinking of that Sunday night game. They got to be in there for me right now. The way they're playing, and Lamar, 25-yard runs, dipping the shoulder, lowering at the end. They look really good to me. You got the Rams, Captain Obvious teams. The Rams, how good do the Rams look? The Rams hype train, 2-0. Stafford looks like he's really good. Cooper Kupp looks like he might be the favorite. Fantasy-wise, we're all looking to see, who's who out of these teams and the combos. And, Antonio had a good week for Tampa Bay, and then he kind of disappeared. Now he's on the COVID list. But out of the gates, it looks like Cooper Kupp is Stafford's guy over Woods right now, but it's hard to tell. Who knows? It's 2 weeks. You really can't tell too much over 2 weeks. I mean, look at Seattle. Everybody loves Seattle. Is high on Seattle. How could you not be? You got MVP candidate Russell Wilson, perennial MVP candidate. Guys like Metcalf, Lockett, Carson, all these guys. They had a despicable loss last week. They had Tennessee by double digits. They had them beat at home with the 12th man. Seattle blows that game. Tennessee. I don't know if you guys remember, but I called that last week. I didn't. I'm not a professional handicapper. I say it once, I'll say it twice, I say it all the time. But I did say last week that out of Tennessee plus 6.5 against Seattle and the Raiders game plus 6.5 against the Steelers, one of those teams was going to win outright, and I thought that they would both cover. I liked the cover because nobody was covering anyway, and I thought those were two quality teams getting a lot of points. That not only did they both cover, they both won outright. So Seattle, that's what I'm getting at. Seattle, they blew that game, and that's what leads me to another team in everybody's power rankings. I got them in my top 10 for now because they're 2-0. How could you not? Arizona. But you see how little Russell scrambles around too much sometimes, and then they forget to run sometimes. Like, I can see the wheels falling off for Arizona in my mind more than I could see the wheels falling off for the Rams or the Niners. Just the way they play. Arizona and Seattle, almost, I don't know. Like, I like Arizona. I see they're 2-0. I want to see how long they can sustain it. Sustainability is huge because that's the season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're seeing, you know how I was being a clown in the preseason when I was doing my first videos, and I was like, Pittsburgh, big fat fucking Ben, Roethlisberger, he's not eating avocado ice cream. Well, look, Roethlisberger is hurt already. Now, like I told you, we know Pittsburgh, healthy, on any given healthy Sunday early, can compete. That's why they beat Buffalo. But now I'm hearing Roethlisberger's hurt, and you don't know, and that's why I doubt them getting there at the marathon. They beat Buffalo. They're going to be strong, but I don't see them sustaining it. I don't know. That's why I'm worried. Juju, I just saw them first. They were using Juju good, the Steelers. Najee Harris scored a touchdown. They were giving Juju end-arounds like a running back. It was nice to watch that game, but I just don't know if Pittsburgh's going to hold anything, so I don't have them in my on my list or anything. Who I do, one game that I am going to link in with the Niners is Green Bay. Green Bay got embarrassed. They got embarrassed week 1. But, guys, take it from somebody who's been watching the NFL for years and years, decades. That always happens. Week 1, you have that scratch your head game. Like, what was that? And it makes no sense. So the longer you hold on to those thoughts from those week 1 games, you'll screw yourself up betting going forward. I'm telling you, I remember a year Buffalo beat New England when we were in New England. They beat them like 42-0 in the opening game. And then New England just, went on to be New England, won the Super Bowl that year, and Buffalo stunk. Green Bay, I don't know what happened that first game. Maybe Aaron Rodgers was a little rusty. These guys, they're not, who knows what they're really doing. They say they're working out. You can take some supplements, hit the squat rack, and throw in the backyard every day. And if you're Aaron Rodgers, probably come to camp not too rusty. But he looked a little rusty. But here we go. Green Bay forgot about their best kept secret, Aaron Jones. The kid is a tremendous running back. They got back to normal. You saw Aaron Jones score 4 touchdowns. I'm not going to get into next week yet, but the one thing that I'm looking at heavy right now is Green Bay Sunday night against the Niners. The Niners are strong. They're 2-0. But Green Bay, they're a nice underdog because of that stinker performance that they put on in week 1. It's sticking with them. It's the perfect time to take Green Bay as a dog coming up. That's the only game I'm even going to touch right now. But I'm really looking at Green Bay to beat the 49ers. I like the Niners. Deebo Samuel last week, Niners went cross country, beat Philly. Deebo Samuel 6 for 93. I don't know where Ayuk is, but Samuel 6 for 93. They got Mitchell running the ball. The other running backs are hurt already. I hear the other running backs are hurt, but that kid Mitchell's pretty good. You got that's going to be a good game. I like Aaron Rodgers to get sharper and sharper, and Green Bay to get better and better. So I got Baltimore, I got Kansas City, I got Tampa Bay, I got the Rams, I got Arizona. That's 5 teams. Green Bay is 6. The Niners are 7. So who else do we got in there? Well, you gotta go with Buffalo, who would be 8. Vegas, Raiders 9, Cleveland 10. Not in any specific order. So let's go Vegas. Why Vegas? Because John Gruden has that team looking sharp, cohesive. They won without Josh Jacobs last week. I love Josh Jacobs, but Derek Carr has been putting up good seasons for a long time. He needs the coach to stay behind them, and the Raiders are going to be there. They're playing tough football. They're showing an identity. They're showing that they're tough, smash mouth. Derek Carr's playing good. It's just Henry Ruggs. They got speed, the defense. The Raiders, I think the Raiders are going to be there. You got Denver in that division. They're 2-0, but they beat the Giants in Jacksonville. So you got to worry about Kansas City. But I just did a whole little spiel on Kansas City. Who knows with them if they're really going to be that, juggernaut. Then you got San Diego in that division, so who's a sleeper. So that division could be closer than we think going forward. That division's fun. Man. And then you got Cleveland. I love Cleveland's team this year. I'm the one that hated on them 2 years ago. That screamed to everybody, 10.5 under, and I was right. But last year they grew, and now they're growing again. They need to get Beckham back because Jarvis Landry just got ruled out. He's hurt. He's out for a couple weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Not that Jarvis Landry ever makes the impact that they say he does. He's like the most overrated guy to me because I never see him do much, but he's always there in the conversation. He's always get those catches, but it's easy to get those little quick rocket passes and fall. Like I don't see him doing McLaurin things, the guy for the Redskins. Give me Terry McLaurin right now over Jarvis Landry. Yeah, hot take. I love Cleveland's running backs. I love Chubb and I love Hunt. They're going to be there with a line like that and a running game like that, and Chubb and Hunt, 2 1A backs. Baker's a little hurt, but you got pass catchers over there. You got pass catchers other than Landry Beckham. You got pass catchers spread out over there. I'm not going to get too much into analysis on every team, but I like Cleveland. Buffalo's in there because of Josh Allen and Diggs. Even though their offense has been up and down a little bit, it's been a little shaky. You got to keep them in there out of the respect for what they've shown over the last season and change now. But yeah, and the Vegas. So we got Baltimore, KC, Tampa Bay, Rams, Cleveland. That's 5. Arizona 6, Buffalo 7, Green Bay 8, Vegas 9, Niners 10. Those are my 10 teams that I'm looking at right now going into week 3. I mean, I can't believe we're going into week 3 already. But we got the AFC East, same old shit. Everybody's 1-1 except for the Jets, 0-2. Same thing with the NFC East. Everybody's 1-1 except for the Giants, 0-2. It's not that hard to explain. AFC North. AFC South. You got Houston, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indy. Look what we saw with Indy. They stink with Carson Wentz. That's why I'm still saying if Tennessee is who I think they are, they're still a huge value pick. They're like plus 5,000 to win the Super Bowl. They're like that division stinks to me. Jacksonville's not going to get off the ground this year with Trevor Lawrence, I don't think. Indy, I don't see them going anywhere. And Houston, they don't even have Tyrod Taylor anymore. So, Tennessee long term, I would keep looking at them. What else do we got here? I just wanted to say I'm kind of happy for Sam Darnold. 2-0. Poor Sam Darnold. The Jets got rid of him, gave up on him. He's just 2-0. They just beat the Saints. Saints killed Green Bay. That's why you can't look at these matchups. The Saints crushed Green Bay, and Sammy Darnold goes and beats them. It makes no sense. But I'm happy for Carolina, 2-0. I don't have them in my rankings yet, but I'm happy for them. You got a lot of games last week. The Cowboys went out there Cowboys went out there and beat San Diego. They went cross country and beat the Chargers. I'm expecting a bounce back from the Chargers. They're tough. Guys, I have an announcement to make. As far as the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think Zeke is the bell cow anymore. He's not the bell cow. Tony Pollard is legit. So fantasy guys, everybody, I think Dallas is going to move forward as a two-back team from now on. It's exciting. I like Tony Pollard a lot. I know somebody watching this has seen that. Tony Pollard is right now just as good as Ezekiel Elliott. I think he had 100-something yards anyway, rushing, and Zeke had 70. So they had a $170 on the ground. What's that tell you? What do you think Jerry's talking about with the coach? Got his arm around him and tell him, Zeke had 75. Pollard had 107. Let's keep running that rock, all right, coach. You know, Jerry. If Pollard produced and is gonna keep producing, he's gonna have a role on that team. So Dallas is gonna be a two-back team from here on out. I'm calling that right now for sure. What else do we have? Nothing really. Just the Vikings. Arizona won 34-33. The Vikings are 0-2. They're my rat team. They're always unlucky for me. When I pick them to win, they lose. When I pick them to lose, they win. I'm just staying away from the Vikings. I like their receivers. They're talented, but they're 0-2 already. Kirk Cousins, he'll give you 10 heart attacks. That's a hard guy to get behind, especially betting. But the Buffalo, Miami, Bucks 48. Hey, you guys like stats? Tom Brady is on pace for 76 touchdown passes this year. Yeah, it's just crazy. So we know he's not going to throw 76, but I mean, we got 44-year-old Tom Brady leading the way in the NFL. 9 touchdown passes. God bless him. The Bucks are just ridiculous. We really don't know much yet. We got to let this season take shape. I mean, we're going into week 3. We pretty much a million head scratchers already. A bunch of underdogs that won. We got teams taking shape. We don't have a real star yet that busted out yet that I've seen. Every year in fantasy, it's like, who's that guy that came onto the scene? Like Justin Jefferson last year, 1,400. Who's going to beat Justin Jefferson this year? I'm still waiting to look for that. It could be Pollard. What if Pollard just takes over? But we'll see. We're going to get into a whole fantasy thing later. That's why I specifically didn't get into individuals. But to round up week 2 and looking at the teams that I notice, those are the teams noteworthy to me. And we'll see. We'll see about how everybody else comes along. I'm not touching on every team. That's not what I'm doing. I'm talking to you about the teams that are sticking in my brain from something impressive that I've seen on film or watching it live, like like the Cleveland running game, like Tommy Tampa throwing the ball, winging it with velocity. Whew. Antonio's on the COVID list this week, so we don't know if Brown's playing, but we'll see. So we're going into week 3. We're going to do a little fantasy recap, and then we're going to do a week 3 preview. I want to go over these matchups and see what we could make heads or tails out of, because these games are hard to pick. So after week 2 of the NFL, we got 2 weeks in the books, and that's pretty much me taking the temperature of everything around the league and how I feel so far. So we got a long way to go and a lot to learn, because you don't just have a team in 2 weeks. You grow a team. That's why some teams fall apart. Some teams fight and get better. Some teams take off. So that's the beauty of this thing too. Remember, 17-game season. We're going to have fun races. Got 2 weeks, 15 games left. You're going to have fun races. Your team is never out of it unless, you start out like 0-10. All right, so Giants and Jets fans, good luck. See you guys later.